they're a week and a half old by the time you hear this, but we're going to talk about the trailers for The Walking Dead and for 9/11. Which what we're gonna do is we're gonna watch that one live because neither Jared nor Greg has seen that yet, so we're gonna watch that trailer live. So if you wanna, we'll do like a boop, and then when you can start the trailer, then you can watch along with us and listen to their reactions to the trailer. So
yeah. I'm looking forward to experiencing that for the first time.
Yeah.
So
That was a good beep noise. You got to do it exactly like that one.
Okay, I can boop. Sorry, boop. There it is.
Grown-up, human, comic, people! Grown-up, human, comic, people!
All right, so we're just going to start this, and that'll be the beginning of the episode.
Yeah, I just hit record, so it'll be...
Okay, ready?
I'll edit it.
Here we go, 3, 2, 1.
That's Charlie Sheen.
Yeah. Whoopi Goldberg.
What?
Yeah, that's mic closer.
Where the hell are you? Are you in that building? We're still in the North Tower.
No.
Mom? Hi, sweetheart.
Hey, buddy.
We got an inferno on the North Tower on 90 and above.
Cannot take the elevators. They are down.
Academy Award.
I need you to try to get the hell out of that hall.
I recognize so many of these people. That's a good guy. Based on actual events, really?
Oh, they showed the footage. Is that the real footage?
Yeah, that's the real footage.
Oh, no.
Bessie, what the hell is that? Maybe I think we're under attack.
Yes. Oh.
The explosion you felt was from the South Tower. Was from another plane. And not by accident.
Okay, right?
I will see you in the lobby. I will see you in the lobby. Promise me.
No.
My husband's stuck in the elevator.
They say it's not the fall that kills you. What is it then?
In theater September 8th.
They didn't put it on September 11th.
Just so people can have a couple days to get ready and, like, I guess.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so that.
Oh, no.
So that's that.
I don't know what to say about that, really. I thought I would have a different reaction.
Well, my first thought, when I saw, like, okay.
I know it was a long time ago, but it's, like, still too soon.
It's definitely too soon for that. Like, it hasn't been 22.3 years, first of all.
Is that what it was? The
Yeah.
correct amount of time?
Yeah, it's 22.3. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but also, like, how are you going to have, like, subject matter that's that serious and then put fucking Charlie Sheen as the main dude?
Charlie Sheen and Whoopi Goldberg.
And Whoopi Goldberg, like, what?
Charlie Sheen and Whoopi Goldberg in
9/11.
9/11. That doesn't sound real at all.
I thought that it was a joke initially.
Oh, my
like,
God.
I watched it. I thought it was an SNL, like, digital short or something.
How long have you known about this? How long has the internet known about this?
Chris.
It must be buzzing right now.
Oh, yeah. Chris showed it to me 2 days ago, I think.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So the guy from Major League and the girl from
like the woman
Sister
from
Act?
Sister Act.
the woman from Sister Act. Sorry.
Yeah, you don't do anything in poor taste.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, okay.
We're talking about the 9/11 movie.
Whoopi is a decent actress. Like she's a good actress.
She's a good actress. Yeah.
Charlie
Who
Sheen
needs
isn't-
money, I guess, because come on.
Yeah. Charlie Sheen wasn't.
How could you even like read that script? Like how could when they presented it to them, they definitely said, like, what's the movie? It's called 9/11. And they were like,
Is this what I think it is?
is it really? What?
I can see Charlie Sheen being like, "Oh yeah, I like that. Okay, let's do it. Yeah, absolutely." But I like Whoopi. I can't imagine her being like, "Yeah, let's do a 9/11 movie." That sounds like, I don't know, because you have to take so many liberties. Like,
Also, like, all that dialogue and shit, like...
right, you need to make this made up.
Were those supposed to be real people?
I don't know.
Are they going to be, like, actual people? And then if, like, that was, like, your brother who died, and then it's, like... Like Charlie Sheen's playing him, and he's making up all this dumb shit. Like the elevator's about to go down, he's saying one-liners and stuff.
Yeah, like what the fuck? That or they just made up some people who aren't based on real people, and then it's like, okay, so you're just like gonna take advantage of that setting of that story and like make up some shit.
Yeah, I mean, you are turning this into entertainment value.
Yeah, exactly. So like, I'm not sure which one is.
Someone is trying to profit from this.
Like, unless the guy who Charlie Sheen is playing was in the elevator and somehow lived and like told this story, then like I can't see that being in good taste at all.
They say it's not the fall that kills you. Really? Like, who says what about falling down an elevator shaft?
Yeah, seriously, like.
Nobody would ever say that when they were about to like go down an elevator shaft, about to potentially die.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Would I make jokes? I don't know if I'd be making jokes at that point. I make a lot of jokes, but I don't know if I could make any jokes.
No.
I might be trying not to poop.
If you were, was Whoopi Goldberg in the elevator?
No, she was in the
Okay.
like whatever control room. I guess she was in. I don't know.
Right.
It's like on some broadcasting. No,
Oh, this is so bad.
Oh,
the
my
elevator.
God.
It reminded me of Die Hard, which is even.
No, I did not.
Not any good. I just got Die Hard visuals. This building and explosions.
The elevator. Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess so.
I don't know how to take that at all.
Which Die Hard are we on now?
They've made 5.
So it's
so
Die
far.
Hard 6.
This is Die Hard 6,
9/11.
9/11.
Starring Whoopi Goldberg and Charlie Sheen as what's his character?
John McClane.
John McClane.
Charlie Sheen is John McClane. Oh God.
This was supposed to be a Die Hard movie, but Bruce Willis thought it was in bad taste, so they just named it 9/11 instead.
Wow.
Whoa. Changed a couple of dates, and there you go.
Oh man! So welcome to the show. We just live watched the trailer for 9/11, starring Charlie Sheen and Whoopi Goldberg. I thought I wanted to see it because neither one of these guys had seen it yet, and I wanted to hear their reactions. And as I suspected, you guys were pretty much silent the whole way through it because I'm imagining you didn't know what to think. Or
I didn't
say.
think that's what it was going to be at all.
Yeah.
I did not think it was going to have like Hollywood A-list actors in it and be like so like dramatized and
Is Charlie Sheen still an A-list actor?
well, whatever. Like
He's still a household name.
yeah, whatever. I'm not being that specific, but you know what I mean. Like well-known
Yeah.
people that I would recognize. I thought it was.
That's a movie I'm not sure I could see it in the theater. I'd have to be at home by myself, like pretty bored probably, or in the mood to like watch something that's like I can think about for a while afterwards.
You know those like reviews where it's like so and so said on Netflix like it was great.
Yeah.
J-Man said no thanks.
Not for me, probably.
We talk
I
about
won't be watching this.
said something about it being
I will watch it. That's not true.
I'm definitely going to watch it, yeah.
Yeah,
for free. Mo.
yeah, I'd pay for that.
Oh, no.
You talked about it like being, is this too soon? Yeah, it's definitely too soon. What was it? Wasn't it like 60 years after Pearl Harbor that they made the Pearl Harbor movie?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
That's,
I bet people still bitched about it too. Like,
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
yeah, we can wait a minute. We can wait a minute.
Well, I think in order to get away with that, they had to make like a big donation to the Veterans Fund and shit like that.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I know that like along with that, I know Tom Hanks. I remember Tom Hanks doing a bunch of like fundraisers and stuff for.
that's so different though. That's a it's not necessarily a war movie, but it's
right.
Yeah, it's depicting like a military type situation.
Sure.
Yeah, where you understand that people are going to die and like
Yeah.
there are people that made it, and that's such a different scenario.
I just realized I was thinking of Saving Private Ryan, not Pearl Harbor, because Pearl Harbor was fucking Michael Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Michael Bay didn't donate anything.
No, probably not. So yeah. Anyway, this is episode 39 of Grown Up Human Comic People. Welcome to the show. Let's we'll get a cheers going here. We got some. Greg, you need some liquor there.
Oh, yeah.
Get y'all liquored up. Here you go.
All right.
I'll be
Pour
thinking
some
about that for a while.
liquor for Greg here. Yeah, that's the thing. Like I found myself thinking about it after I'd watched that trailer. I don't know what to think about it yet.
I have a strong thought about it, but it's not here yet.
Cheers.
Cheers.
This is much better than the last one we were drinking.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's actually maybe a little bit more of a burn, but I think the flavor is better. Mm-hmm. Yeah. To my left, we got J-Man.
Hey.
Greg.
That's me.
I'm Jared. Welcome to the show. You can find us at grownuphumans.com, epicastnetwork.com/grownuphumans. Rate and review us on iTunes, Google Music, Stitcher, Libsyn, Facebook, all that kind of stuff. YouTube, SoundCloud. You can find us all those places at Grown Up Human Comic People. Wherever you can, rate and review us so we can increase our visibility in all of the realms of podcasting. And you can find us on Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram at Grown Up Humans. Make sure to go to Southside Comics at 1931 East Carson Street and stop and see Dan, say hello, get some comic books. Everyone there's really cool. Check out radicaltrivia.com. You want to come to some radical trivia, some shows around town. At various bars and restaurants, you can come and play for free and win some sweet stuff by testing your knowledge against assholes like me on the microphone. And check out Midnight Rose, gentlemen.
Yep. Check us out. New album, Of a Distant Sun.
Yep.
Bandcamp is probably the place to go for that. Honestly, though, you could message me directly on Facebook, and if you're in the area, then I will just drop one in your mailbox if you want to buy one.
Yeah, so you can hit us up.
So that you won't have to pay any shipping or anything. The shipping's super cheap, but it's that's probably a lot easier.
Yeah. So Midnight with a K.
Yeah.
Of a Distant Sun is the album. Sun, S-U-N, not S-O-N.
Yes.
It's also available iTunes, Amazon, everything.
Yeah, if you want to download it, it's available everywhere.
Yeah, it's available illegally too. So if you
all
want to
over
be an
the place.
asshole,
Yeah, if you're in Japan listening to this.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. If you're not in the U.S., go ahead and download it. We're not going to be pissed at you about that.
Yeah.
But
we will ship international though. So
sure. Yeah, if you want the physical
for $25.
Well, the
I fixed that. It's cool. No, it's only a couple more dollars.
That's true.
The album itself looks really cool. If you get the jewel case with the actual physical CD in it,
it's $10 for a actual jewel case CD, which you will not. A major label band would never sell theirs that cheap.
Yeah,
and I've definitely seen or know of people that have sold cardboard sleeve with a CD in it for $10.
Definitely, yeah.
It's way better than that.
Yeah, and also besides being cheap, it's a good album. I think.
Yes,
a lot of fun songs on it.
That's the thing I forgot to say last episode. And I'm sure that in between then and now, if we continue on at our rate, then we've got a bunch more people now that have bought it since then. Thanks again for doing that. Yeah. But now I was commenting to. Somebody, I can't remember who was telling about it. That it's just funny because the little bit of feedback. I think we played a show on the 14th. We got together the next day or two after that, just kind of conferring, debriefing about the whole experience and who has heard it since then. And it seems like everybody that have gotten feedback from, or we've gotten feedback from, has a different favorite song from the album.
Yeah,
which I think is cool to point out because I'll tell you, my mom was excited for me to get it done because she knows how much I was looking forward to it. So she listened to it. She bought a copy. Thanks again, Mom. You're not listening to this, but that's all right.
Shout out to Greg's mom.
Yeah. But she got most of the way through the album, and the second to last track, she's like, "Okay, this is definitely my favorite one." And it's like the power ballad one, And she's like, "Yeah, that was definitely the best track so far." And then the last track hit Into the Sun, and she just fell silent. She's like, "What is this?" I said, I told her, and she's like, "Oh, okay." And she never mentioned the other song again. And after we played that show, she said, "Did you guys play that fast one?" Meaning the last song, meaning Into the Sun. I was like, "Yeah, we did." So, that's her favorite. What was it? Chris's favorite was "Getaway."
Some hard shit too. I'm surprised your mom liked that.
Yeah, she
it's a heavy. That's one of the heavy songs on there.
Yeah, Chris of course liked "Getaway." He was talking about that. Billy Castle, hey, what's up? He really liked "Middle of Nowhere."
Bluesy one.
Who else was?
My mom liked the last track too.
Okay,
is she cool?
Yeah.
The whole album has sort of a loose science fiction theme. I mean, there's a lot of songs that aren't that, but there's a lot of them that are.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we've kind of gone in the direction of doing some sci-fi type stuff.
Yeah, you'll see the album cover and you'll be like, yeah, okay, I understand.
Yeah. But there's also some some classic kind of rock and roll themes, robbing a bank and having a one night stand and all kind of stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's also a space track where there's it's about a somebody who's delivering supplies between different colonies, and there's one that's kind of ow fuck, there's something. stepped on something.
Jeez.
That's a piece of glass. Ouch.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, there's definitely no glass on my foot.
That sucks.
I think that's part of Dan's glass. That he
Yeah,
broke last
or
time.
they broke.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a cool album. Come check it out.
Yeah. Yeah. Lena even likes Sunday Man. We were talking about that.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
that
yeah.
was
That
unexpected.
surprised me, yeah.
Yeah. Someone's like in the middle of the album. So it's kind of like if you listen to the whole thing, we front to back. It's like we came, rocked the fuck out of y'all, and got the hell out of there. You know?
We came, we saw, we kicked its ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be 5 big ones. $5,000 for the entrapment and for the storage of the beast. Okay. Anyway, so go to metamash.org too. Check out Metamash. Monkey and Becky run that. They bring free internet to people who need it. Go to make a donation. Do something good with your life. Yeah, that's about all the plugs there.
Southside
So,
Comics.
I said it already.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did I? Greg? I definitely did.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's all blending together, probably. I don't know.
Yeah. We've gone over these things quite a few times. They all kind of run together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've got, so we just watched, to begin this episode, we watched the 9/11 trailer starring Charlie Sheen.
And Whoopi Goldberg.
And Whoopi Goldberg, yep. That's a really weird sentence.
There were some other people I recognized in there, too.
Yeah, what's his name? The dude who was, what's his name? He used to be on like all the I Love the 80s all the time. The Mexican guy.
Oh, yeah, yeah. He's also in Waiting.
Yeah.
Boogie
It's,
Nights, too.
In Boogie Nights, yeah.
I got a small penis.
Yeah. What's his name? I can't think of his name.
I don't know what that dude's name is. He's in a lot of shit.
It's not Hector. Fuck, what is it? I'll think of it later. So anyway, watch that. That's what we were. If you want to restart this episode and watch it along with that, even though no one really said much because it's the sort of trailer you watch and you can't even think of what to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you want to watch along with us and listen, you can live listen to their reactions to that. If you want to just start at the beginning of the episode, that's pretty funny to me. Anyway, so we also just watched the first. We watched the trailer for
Walking Dead. Season, is it 8 now?
8. Yeah, season 8.
Wow.
Yeah. Who wants to go first? Because I'm still thinking about it.
The trailer was really long.
Yeah.
I was really surprised
Yeah.
how long it was.
My-
Well, the other thing is last season was so fucking disappointing
Yeah.
that I just don't even know what to think.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't know if I like that or not because I don't want to be disappointed again.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
I thought the last season was fucking terrible.
yeah.
This trailer makes this upcoming season look like the last season should have been.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's what we hope for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever happened with Fear the Walking Dead? Did that
That's
come
still
on
on,
again?
I think, yeah.
I just knew that they do that like in between Walking Dead, so
Yeah.
I was like, I just missed it. Not that I regret missing it because that is the biggest piece of shit.
Oh, it's terrible.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
why is that still on?
I don't know. I haven't watched the second season at all. I did not like the first season. It was just boring, and I didn't give a shit about any of the characters.
Yep.
But I don't know. I mean, maybe the second. There are 2 seasons so far,
Yep.
right? Yeah, I haven't watched the second one at all.
Yeah, I watched the second one. I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah, I don't know.
Second one aired last summer. Is that right? A year ago?
They-
But you
Eric-
say you did watch the second one?
Yeah.
Oh, why?
I don't know.
Huh.
I don't know.
So I shouldn't watch the second one.
No, I shouldn't have watched the first one.
Does the whole thing take place on a boat?
A lot of it did.
God damn.
I have no interest in that at all.
Boats and zombies.
Boats and zombies.
Well, for me, the most recent season of season 7 of regular Walking Dead, okay, the way I've been thinking about television now is thinking about it in like kind of the Netflix format because let's be honest, like a lot of people are watching like binging their TV shows now. It's just how people do it. Like
Everything should be on Netflix.
yeah, pretty much everything should be on fucking Netflix. And when you binge something, it doesn't like even though it's like okay, it's the end of the season, we're gonna have like some kind of huge cliffhanger. It's like yeah, but that's only good for the first time you watch the first episode in the next season.
Yep.
That's all that's good for. Like,
Yeah.
if your story isn't strong, if you don't have anywhere to go, you don't know where you're going, you just like, oh, let's do this big cliffhanger, and then, well, it's the first episode. It's like if you're reading a chapter book, say a Dan Brown book. We talked about this before.
Yeah.
And you just all you have to do to get past that cliffhanger and be able to put the book down is to read the first sentence in the fucking next chapter, and then you're like, oh, okay, he's not dead. I'll put it down and take a break.
Yeah. Or R.L. Stein, Goosebumps.
Exactly.
Any of those things.
Yeah.
Oh, it was just a cat jumping through the doorway.
Yeah, exactly. So that's how I feel about, especially about this. That the beginning of season 7, where it's like, oh, who did Negan kill? And then it's like, okay, well, here's the first episode of the next season. You're still not going to find out who it was until the end of the goddamn episode.
Yeah.
So, well, then why don't you just make that the last episode of the previous season?
You're still stewing about that.
Yeah, man, it was bullshit. Like, oh, you're gonna okay, well, because
that gap will never matter though. Like from this point on,
exactly, which is why it's stupid to do that.
Yeah, it is stupid. You're not wrong.
Yeah. It just doesn't make any sense as to why you would do that. If you, I mean, it gets you a bunch of viewers the first time it airs, but
yeah,
I don't know, fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That entire season 7. I mean, of course, we just watched the trailer for season 8, so we should be talking about that. But I mean, I'm still stewing about the fact that the entire season 7 could have been distilled down to four episodes, 4 or 5, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that were actually worth watching.
Yeah.
There's so much filler.
Yeah.
So much filler.
I mean, in fact, like. I remember Jared talking about this, where leading up to the mid-season finale, it was the working theory or the expectation was that there would be like all this repression and like the downtime up until the middle of the season, and then it would be like that mid-season cliffhanger would be the like, okay, now we got to regroup and actually fight. And man, it was like like the whole second half of the season was the same thing. It was like, okay, we're getting ready now. We're thinking about it. We're thinking about it some more. Thinking and talking about it. We're going to try something. Okay, that didn't work. Let's try something else. Maybe think about something else.
Yeah.
So like nothing happened until that last episode.
Like you could have made that into a fucking montage in one episode. Like all the times I tried to kill Negan and it didn't fucking work. Let's make it a montage. Save me literal hours of my life than watching like, oh, you have to. We're going to have somebody come up with a plan, and then that person's going to recruit one other person in the plan, and then those two people are going to fucking have to drive. We're going to watch them drive. Then we're going to have a conversation while they're going there, and then they're going to get to the place, and then they're going to try and set up for the plan, and then they're going to like, oh my god, just fucking cut to the.
And what are they going to talk about? They're going to talk about the stakes. What all is at stake? Like, oh, well, if we win, then we get this, but if we don't win, then we're in danger of maybe dying. It's like this is all unsaid. Like this is all. Implied. To be expected. Yeah, it's all implied. It's all like assumed. It's common sense. There's value to understatement that that the creators of the show just don't get. And like
they get it. They just don't give a shit because they're just trying to make more money.
I guess so. Yeah. I mean that's what like this is. I still don't know which season is worse, this or season 2. Like I'm actually like they're neck and neck, man. Like
season 2 sucks really bad.
Season 2 was pretty terrible.
Yeah. Like I remember there was one episode. I think it was all within one episode where there were 2. Yeah, it had to have been because they were traveling. They came across a church, and I think Carol went into the church and like had a monologue to looking at the crucifix, and then like there was a commercial break, and then like right before they regrouped and walked away, then Rick went in and he had a monologue at the church. I'm like, and are they just going to go around the whole group and have everybody go in and have a monologue talking about, God, I don't really ask you for much, but like, man, just like look at it for a second. I'll get that you're thinking about something, and then just walk away. That's fine.
Also, who monologues in real life? No, I've never heard anybody do it. Never.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe if someone was real drunk and they were just yammering on. I've heard that.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah.
But like, I've never heard someone just dramatically stop and be like, all right, everyone just listen to me for a second. And just like come up with this like well thought out, ridiculous, like long-winded speech.
And that 9/11 thing's going to be full of shit like that.
Oh my god, it's going to be so full of shit like
part.
that. In fact, one of the best little speeches in movies, I think we'd all agree, is Independence Day.
Yeah,
obviously.
I was like, fuck, I should have just yelled it out before you got a chance. I was like, he's going to say Independence Day.
Because like as he's saying that speech, the way Bill Pullman acts that out is he doesn't deliver the whole thing at once. It's like he like sits and thinks about what he's about to say. Like there are a couple pauses in the middle of it where he's like trying to put his words together, and you can tell that it seems like natural but also inspiring.
Yeah,
and there's like some really good other speeches like the D2 speech in Mighty Ducks 2 whenever they go back in the locker room. That's a great one.
Mighty Ducks 2. Okay.
Yeah, because because they're just like trying to. They're trying
the
to
look on his face when he said that.
Because it's like they're the team. They thought they're gonna like definitely lose to Iceland, and so they're all just like fucking committing penalties on
watched this
purpose.
Recently,
Yeah.
is this why you remember? Okay,
Yeah.
all right, that's cool.
And so Bombay brings him back in the locker room. He gives him like a speech like, if we sink to their level, like we're no better than they are, and blah blah blah. But it's a well delivered speech. But oh man, the speech in The Walking Dead, it's like, and we talked about this. The same with the bad guys. Everyone just has like this, like their own little philosophy that they live by, and like they always have to tell people about it, and like. Everyone has like their own little secret plan, like their devious little plan. Like every bad guy before they're about to do something shitty is like, well, I bet you thought you knew what you were doing, huh? But you're just about to learn what goes on out here. Something like that. Like some shit like that. Like, what? Who are you? What are you talking about? Every time. You remember like whenever that one guy tried to rape the black chick?
Sasha,
yeah,
Rapey Davey.
Yeah, Rapey Davey, yeah. And then like what was that guy's plan? He was just like, he had a monologue before you rape somebody? What are you doing?
Oh, you don't have a monologue before you rape somebody? I thought that was what everybody did.
Maybe I'm doing it wrong. I don't know. I guess I should like take some time and like one of these nights and just write some stuff out.
Yeah,
see a couple options.
Prep a little bit. I mean, it at least shows the other person that you put the effort into it.
Right? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's like
Forget I said that.
I was going to keep
That
going
made
with
it
that.
worse, Greg. Don't say that.
I was going to keep going with that, but I was like, I should stop this.
Yeah,
we should stop this right now.
Doesn't everybody? Yeah, right.
But seriously, in the show, everyone has their own goddamn little monologue they've been saving up for the right time, and they're just like,
yeah, like how long have they been? Like, I guess if you're just stewing for that long, maybe you've. I mean, don't have any TV shows to catch up on or anything, so maybe that's all you do. Like, man, if this ever happens, this is exactly what I'm going to say, and then it happens. You're like, okay, I'm ready.
I'd like someone to make like a mashup video of all the monologues in that show, just that in a row.
Maybe half the length of the show.
Yeah, it definitely would be. It would be really funny to watch too. Like especially all Rick's. If you just did Rick, like he just all the times where he had to say like a bunch of words to the group or whatever, some kind of inspiring shit or some really depressing shit or whatever. That would be great. I'd love to watch that. Somebody get out there. If you're a video editor, I don't feel like doing it. Just somebody else do it, and we'll watch it and laugh at it. It'd be funny.
Yeah.
In between all his monologues, you cut into the other characters, like just looking bored. It's like, he's doing it again.
There's so much material to draw upon. If the video editor really wanted to, they could imply so much.
Oh, it would be so funny. Yeah. So Walking Dead. We didn't actually talk about the trailer at all.
No, but it looks pretty good. I mean, just going by how it looks.
It didn't show a lot.
It didn't show. But
It was long, but it's just like, didn't give away anything.
Yeah, and there's enough.
Except for the very end, actually.
Yeah.
The very end does, and if you've read the books, it gave away something in a pretty big way, I think.
Yeah.
I don't really want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't read the books, but by showing him in that bed with the beard and then showing the cane, it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they're going to follow the storyline,
Right.
how it goes.
So, do you think they're going to jump forward?
I don't know how they're going to utilize what they showed. If they're just going to show him being in that bed and with the cane is like...
That could be some kind
I don't know. Either that or it's just showing that this is going to end the whole Negan storyline, like, up to... Well, it does... Well, he's still alive in the books, I think. I'm not sure. I'm not totally caught up.
Yeah.
But it's going to end this whole war thing with him. It's going to end, like, his whole, like, storyline. Because after this, it jumps into... what the fuck are those people called? People that wear...
The
Whisperers. He's still part of that because he's still a continuing character, but he's not the central character anymore after this whole war. So I'm pretty sure that was foretelling, like, this is going to be the end of Negan's major role.
Right.
So,
well, or it also it could just be like a tease, for the fans, or it could be like a flashback or something where they like reference that, but that's not actually what happens because they're known to do shit like that. Like they
it would be a flash forward.
Sure. Yeah. Well, or maybe Rick is just dreaming or something. It could be anything. We don't, until you see it.
Have you read the books?
No, I know what happens though.
Okay.
Like, more or less. So, I mean, like I said, this could be a tease because like if you have read the books, and you know what happens, then you're like, oh, that's
I don't think it is though, because they've stayed so since the whole Negan stuff started. They've stayed like so to the book.
Yeah,
they've been using dialogue directly from the book.
Okay,
like they've been really, really sticking to it hardcore.
Really? How is that possible though? Because in the books, once Negan appears, the war starts right away. Okay, there must be so much
That's filler. That's what I'm saying. There's so much filler.
Oh.
But like they're utilizing that same storyline and then they're dumping shit in between it.
Okay.
But like when he comes into their like town for the first time, a bunch of that shit he says is like directly out of the book. When he's smashing people up, that's direct dialogue from the book. Like they just throw in like an episode with Tara doing something stupid. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, there are too many episodes of side characters where it's stuff where I don't.
They should show her
care.
getting blasted in the head, like in the first couple seconds.
Yeah,
I would be like, oh,
yeah,
I'm watching this.
Yeah. So I mean, I'll watch it when it comes on. I'm not like terribly excited about it. I haven't been excited about that show in a while.
Yeah.
Like I obviously I was curious to see who died in the by Negan's bat, but I don't know. Since that bullshit, I'm like, what did this? Do whatever you want, guys. I don't really give a shit about it.
Yeah.
Now, they must have just really, really misread the fan base, really misread the public just by creating I can't even call it an arc, but by creating, I have to, but like creating the arc of season 7, thinking like, yeah, okay, this will go over well, and then we'll have like Tara go on this like odyssey.
I don't know what they were thinking.
I don't know. That's what I mean. Like they must have. I can't imagine that they accurately anticipated everyone's what would eventually be their disappointment in what they're creating, because no one liked it.
Yeah,
I have not yet spoken to anyone who actually looked at season 7 and said like, oh wow, no, they really kicked it up a notch on this one.
Yeah, it's
one of the worst seasons.
Yeah,
if it's close, if it's not the worst, it's at least second worst season.
Yeah, this is. Were you going to say more?
No, I guess not. I guess that was the. Shit, no. If I was, I don't remember.
Well, because I was just going to say, because you said you haven't met anybody who has been like an enthusiast about this season.
Yeah.
Where that made me think. This is a digression, but like about I've been talking about things that are generally considered to suck, like by most accounts. But like the last week or two, I've met people who I've talked to people who think that like all the DC movies so far are cool, and also that enjoy the Star Wars prequels. Yeah.
Where have you been hanging out?
Honestly, I'm not going to embarrass anybody, but
Oh, I know. Oh, never mind.
No, but there's just I've come across both those situations of what are you guys talking about? I feel like objectively, both of those things I just said are fucking terrible, right?
Yeah,
With the exception of Wonder Woman and Man of Steel is okay. All the other DC movies are
Did we
shit.
talk
right?
about Wonder Woman?
We really didn't.
I said, are we going to a
Oh,
little bit? I
yeah,
thought we
okay.
would just talk about that for a little bit anyway.
Sure, yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we can go there right now if you want. Did you see?
I did not see Wonder Woman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I saw the trailer and stuff, but
Okay.
yeah.
Well, I think I give it a thumbs up. I'm gonna give it a thumbs up.
I give it a thumb, not all the way down, but just somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
Sideways thumb.
Yeah.
It was for me, it wasn't. Well, that's the thing, too. I don't really give a shit about Wonder Woman anyway.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same way I felt about Superman, the
Right.
Man of Steel. Before I seen it, I was like, I don't give a shit about this. I don't really even like this character.
Yeah.
But I saw Man of Steel, and I liked it because I like it for the reasons why a lot of people don't like it, is because it's not true to the character at all.
Right.
That's why I liked it, because I don't like that fucking character.
Right.
Yeah.
See,
With Wonder Woman, it probably was really true to it, which is probably why I didn't really care for it, because I really don't care too much about Wonder Woman.
I see.
I like what they did with that character, because in the previous live action version, the Linda Carter version, she was, really hopeful, and she's I believe in love and in truth and all that kind of stuff. And they kept that in this movie without, I didn't think it, but I think they did it without it being corny. It didn't feel corny.
It wasn't terrible, but just, I don't know, it just wasn't great. It just wasn't, I don't know, it just didn't do it for me.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really unlikable characters, I think, in her world, too. Her mother is just you just want to strangle that bitch all the time.
Yeah.
Because she's just the worst.
Yeah.
She's so protective, and helpful to just her people, but it's like she's like racist towards the whole rest of the world, and just is like fuck all them.
That's kind of how it always is.
Yeah.
Every version of that character.
I know. Yeah,
Hippolyta
it's
always
true to
is
the
a
character.
jerk.
It's just annoying. Like you just hate that Wonder Woman doesn't just strangle her with that fucking rope. Oh my god.
Yeah. Hippolyta is a dick a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did hear. I sort of wish that Becky were here because she saw it. I think last time that it's Becky's mom's birthday. By the way, I found out on the way here.
Right, yeah.
That's why she's not here. So I guess
Party on.
Yeah.
Happy
That's-
birthday to Becky's mom.
Yeah, right. But I think that her feedback was that she, like, I know that she was looking forward to it, and she was kind of like that lukewarm, like, I liked it, didn't love it, and I forget why she said, because I hadn't seen it, so it didn't stick.
We can talk about it more. Like we can dedicate more time to it
Yeah.
later. So, especially if you end up seeing it. Great.
It's World War
Yeah.
One, which
Yeah.
statistically is extremely unpopular with women. It's just not something they enjoy. Like I don't, you know what I mean?
As opposed to other wars that women enjoy more?
No,
What's the most popular war with women?
Probably World War II.
This one started working, I guess, because they were part of the workforce.
No, I've
So-
read about it. Like people just have particular interests in certain areas of history, and it's just not sure people why. But for whatever reason, World War One just isn't very popular among women. I don't know why.
In the U.S., you mean specifically?
I don't know. Maybe it was specifically in the U.S.
I'd say-
I read about it. It was a while ago, and I don't retain information very well, but I
Okay.
just remember like the basics.
Okay,
Yeah.
because I would say that makes sense in
It's
for the
just
U.S.
It's just not in general very popular. Like there's not a lot of things made about it. It's just not.
Yeah.
There's something about it that just people just. It's
Because
just.
it was like a ton of people fighting over not a ton of land and like just doing horrible shit and like not really getting anywhere.
Yeah,
It's just
World
like,
War
oh,
II is just so much more interesting because it's
Yeah.
so much more unbelievable and it's
right.
so.
It's like a movie.
Yeah,
it's like
it is. It's so unreal.
Yeah.
Whereas World War One just doesn't capture people as much.
Like throughout history, you have like people who could be considered like actual supervillains, and like World War II has an actual supervillain in Adolf
Yeah.
Hitler. Like Hitler's a fucking real ass supervillain.
It is. It's unreal. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Whereas World War One is like, who's the bad guy in World War One?
Yeah.
There's really no one to point a finger at. It's kind of tough.
Yeah, I mean, in most other wars too, it's like a lot of other wars can be looked at one way or the other. It's like, well, maybe we were a little wrong here, and like they were a little wrong there, and
It's
we
just a big misunderstanding.
Yeah. Like everyone was being greedy, like everyone was being shitty or something like that.
Yeah.
But like World War II, it's really hard to say like, oh, well, maybe the Axis had some good points. It's like, no, they were definitely trying to take over the world and murder a bunch of people.
It's so clear who the bad guy was. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it's. I think that everyone would agree on that.
So it's probably why I was going to make a joke and say, like, comparing, like you take a survey, it's like, on a scale of 1 to 5, do you approve of this? And it's like, World War One, no. 1, approve. World War II, I approve of this war, says the woman.
The studies are probably taken from like people who like have like I don't know studied it are mostly men and you
Yeah.
know like I don't you know what I mean. I don't know how they got to that conclusion, but
Well,
I know
it's-
that there's truth in that.
Also, with
Bring up World War One in front of a girl and see how it goes.
Well-
Like on a date or something. See how interested she gets, and then switch to a different war at some point and see how that one goes.
that'll be
If you get any further on the
Yeah.
date, if you
See how it goes.
if any extra time passes before she
Yeah.
has to get up and leave.
Like World War One, yeah, those helmets and the socks. What's up with that?
That's literally what I think of I think of Doughboy helmet every single
Yeah.
time. World War One Doughboy helmets. That's all I think of.
Yeah.
no, just
Everything
look
is gray.
just looking at the like the number of works of fiction, and it is because like the story itself is kind of dramatic. Like the truth has like all the dramatic qualities to it. But yeah, I mean, how many? It's countless the number of World War II stories that have been adapted or
Yeah.
into stories, like be it books or
It's a
movies or
weird way to
whatever.
put it, but it is more popular.
Video games, Wolfenstein.
It's much more popular.
Yeah, with World War One, I can think of Wonder Woman and say All Quiet on the Western Front. I'm sure I'm missing maybe one other one.
World War One.
What's your favorite World War One video game?
I'm gonna have a hard time deciding that.
Yeah, because like it's not interesting to crouch in a trench and then stand up and shoot, and then crouch again and then shit yourself,
Yeah.
and then get mustard gassed and die.
I was about to say, yeah,
Yeah.
and then to try to put on a mask that I don't think their masks worked. They actually just gave them to them
Yeah.
just because it made them feel better or something.
Yeah,
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
yeah,
That sucks real bad.
yeah. So
Um,
yeah, that's why it's not a popular war. It's
Or
not,
they
not
only
a lot
worked
of-
against like a few gases, but they didn't work against all of them. So it was like,
Well, World War-
or they didn't have enough masks for everybody. So I was like, you guys can share.
Well, like World War
Shitty war.
II is it's one of those wars where like you, like, as we said before, like in most of the other wars, like say for example, like the most recent like stuff in Iraq and stuff, where you might bump into some people, probably more people than most, and be like, hey, maybe we should just leave these people alone. Like that can be said for like a lot of the wars that have happened throughout history. Like maybe we could just leave these people alone, everything would be fine. But like World War II is not one of those ones you can say that about. It's like, we can't just leave that alone. We're gonna have to say
like you can say that about Vietnam and like Iraq and stuff like that.
Yeah. It's like maybe we should just butt out and like let that shit sort itself out. I mean, I'm sure that then there are of course like global, political concerns in each war, and that are more complicated than that. But at the end of the day, you'd be like, maybe we should just stop this and it'd be fine. And I'd say probably that might be true in a lot of cases.
Yeah.
Not World War II, though.
No, not that one.
No. Well, we tried to butt out. We only joined the war like way later on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was raging for a while, and then we were like, hey, man, like, they've taken over most of Europe.
Yeah.
Maybe we should go see about this?
And then the Japanese were like, fuck you. And we were like, fuck us. Okay.
They were like, yeah, we're definitely in now.
You've done shit on the wrong doorstep, Nip.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, man, we were trying to be cool over here, but well, you guys did it now.
Yeah. I thought of a third one. No, one of the Anne of Green Gables movies, I think, like went into World War I. So
why do you know that?
Because I have a sister. So
why does she know that? Why does anybody know anything about Anne of Green Gables?
Because it's Anne of Green Gables ain't too bad. No, it's no. I think it's like there were three movies, and the third one I think she's older and like gets involved in the war effort or something. Whatever. Stop.
That's a ridiculous sounding name.
Like
Anne of Green Gables.
Anne of Green Gables.
Yeah. It's filmed in Canada. It takes place in Maine, something like that. I don't know.
Anne of Chris Gables.
Anne of Green Gables. It sort of sounds like a stripper name, but like
that's a good stripper
like an
name.
old timey stripper name. Anne of Green Gables.
And now introducing for your pleasure, their brothers. I couldn't think of a good slang term for it.
Here's a tasty dame for you.
Yeah, Anne of Green Gables. I really fucked that up. She comes in and pulls up just like the ankle of her dress, and everything. The guy's like, "Whoa, yeah!"
Drops a handkerchief into like some lucky guy's lap.
All those sailors, yeah.
And then you cut to like 5 minutes later, and they're all banging her in the back because that's what happened.
Damn, dude.
But not before one of them has a dramatic monologue to her.
Okay, just because like socially, like the niceties were way more strict back in the day, doesn't mean nasty shit didn't happen all the time.
Yeah,
because it did.
I guess.
Like, it definitely did.
I have a hard time believing that we only just thought of all these kinks in the last 50 years or
exactly.
So.
We did not. We did not just think of all this stuff. It's been going on literally forever.
Yeah.
Like, do you think people just like learn to play with their own buttholes 40 years ago? No.
Yeah, Indians are way ahead of us. All that stuff.
Well, Romans, the Greeks, they got some.
That's the first thing I thought of was all the Caligula stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. They're playing with all kinds of buttholes back then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Caligula liked his butthole.
I think it was Spartacus, where like one of the Roman senators or something was like looking at a bunch of new slaves coming in, and like one of them was a kid. He was like 12 or 14-year-old kid. He's like, I think you'll be my bath boy.
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah, they were banging boys back then.
Now we've gone down that path.
Yeah, what happened?
I don't know. We're drinking. That's what happens when we start drinking. I guess we start talking about the Romans banging kids. So that's why you listen to this podcast, right? Shout out to everybody who's into that.
Somebody listening is like, no.
We're gonna go listen to something else now.
Movies to add to your watch list: Anne of Green Gables, Caligula.
So we also just watched the first episode of One Punch Man, which has been out for quite a while. One Punch. But Greg hadn't seen the first episode, and I think Jerry, you watched the whole thing, right?
Yeah, I watched that whole bitch twice.
I've watched it a bunch of times. It
was hilarious.
Great.
I will have to suggest though that you download it illegally, or I don't know how else you get it, but in English.
Yeah.
Because you've been watching it with subtitles, and I like it in English so much better.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so much better.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll watch it.
And it's professionally done. Like, it's not like sometimes you have like a shitty overdub. No, it's perfect. Like,
okay.
It seems like it was originally made that way. Yeah, it's good. Good job.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
you should definitely watch it that way.
So One Punch Man is an anime, and I personally am not really an anime guy all that much.
Yeah, neither am I.
I've watched a lot of the popular ones, like Akira and Neon Genesis Evangelion, and a bunch of other stuff. But like this one is it's a parody of action anime shows, and is fucking wonderful. Jerry, want to give us a little summary of what goes on in the
I
show?
mean, the title of it is One Punch Man because he is like an average dude who can defeat anyone with one punch.
Yeah, like
Which sounds like a premise that you couldn't write a show for.
right.
It's like, oh, it's this guy winning, but somehow they do it. Like it's clever and it's funny and it's so good.
Yeah. He's a guy who, through some kind of training regimen, has become the most powerful superhero in the world.
Yeah, he tells people his training regimen, and it's just like, at one point he tells them exactly what he does, and is like, and the one dude just says to him, "That's just regular exercise. Like, you didn't do anything out of the ordinary."
And he's telling them the truth too. Like
Yeah.
he has no secret. He's just like, I just did a bunch of I just worked out a bunch. And,
And the one dude's like, just does not believe him at all.
Yeah.
He's like, he just won't tell me his secret.
yeah.
Yeah.
But the premise is that he is the most powerful superhero in the world by far. Like no one even comes anywhere close to him. to the degree where like he fights some ridiculous enemies, and every single time, like just kills him one
There are
shot.
so many characters surround him that think that they are just the shit. They tear buildings down.
Yeah.
They just like they'll go up against monsters that they fight just these huge battles with, and he is on a level that is so far beyond any of them. It's unbelievable. Every time, everyone is just so cocky. I mean, like people that can fly and throw cars everywhere, just like the craziest Superman you can think of. But he is like a god.
Yeah. and as a result of him being so powerful, he's really bored.
Yes.
At superhero.
And he's just a regular ass dude.
Yeah. Like he's more concerned about like getting to the store on time to get to a sale than he is about actually like world-ending threats.
Yes.
And it's fucking fantastic. Greg, what were your first impressions from watching the first episode?
Yeah, I was just going to say it's funny because the conflict is not him, like, man versus opponent or anything. It's how can he overcome his boredom. That's just what I got from the first episode. That seemed to be his aim was to he faced his first enemy, which in the first couple of minutes of the show, this thing appeared, and I said, "Is this a Dragon Ball Z spinoff?" Because the creature design looked like this horned sort of like overly dramatic. And, but no, it might as well be. But he defeats this thing, and he's like, kills it, and he's like, "One punch again, damn it!" And it's just because he wanted it to be more interesting than that, I guess. And like by the end of the episode, he like finds an enemy, these like underground dwelling monsters, and they're tough enough that it's actually a bit of a fight, and he still kills them all without a problem. But he's like, "Okay, I feel better now," and that was like his reawakening. Like it's like he has like new zest for life now because he had an actual battle instead of. But that's incidental. It's almost like the actual overcoming whatever conflict is incidental to the reasons why you actually enjoy watching this. My favorite thing in there was what's the lobster guy? I forget his name again.
Crablante.
Crablante. L-A-N-T. It's a guy who, as he introduces each villain, whenever they introduce themselves, they give like an elaborate backstory.
Yeah, all the other
Just
characters are like that.
Yeah.
All of them. They're all super elaborate, like they're like real flamboyant.
Oh, yeah.
Or just weird.
Because that's how anime characters often are. And like
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z, it's like this person shows up and they have to give you this whole goddamn backstory before they start fighting. Yeah. And you're like, who does this? Once again, like who's monologuing?
And he doesn't
like
do
this?
that at all. And he is so much more powerful than they are.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Because he is the, even though he's the most powerful character on the show by far, he's the audience perspective. Where like sometimes like someone would be a monologue and he's just like, "Can you just shut up, please? Just stop. That's enough. Like I don't need all that at all."
Just shut up.
Yeah.
Definitely my most enjoyable moment in there was, I guess it's somewhere in the middle. Crablante was this villain who was walking around the city beating up people who
In his underwear.
in his underwear.
Describe him real fast. Actually.
Okay, from the waist,
So weird.
from the waist up, it's this like crab lobster creature. I guess more like a lobster. He has the big claws on both hands, and his like the eyeballs that kind of stick out from his head. It looks like an iron torso, you know. But then from the waist down, it's bare legs and I guess shoes.
Just regular.
No, he has no shoes on.
He had no shoes on.
No
Okay.
shoes on now, and it's just regular human legs. Too.
Regular human legs, yeah, just like pasty white, like some unshaven, and like not muscular or anything, just big,
Yeah.
and just underwear, like tighty whities, you know. And he goes like when he introduces himself, he's like, "I got this way because I ate too much crab." And now I go around beating up people who make fun of my appearance, and he looks ridiculous. So like it kind of cuts to One Punch Man, and as if like who says nothing, but my thoughts that I inject into One Punch Man's face is, well, yeah, why wouldn't they make fun of you for your appearance? You look ridiculous.
At least put some pants on.
At least put some pants on. Do you have to go near Commander? Yeah.
Honestly, let's be honest. If you see anyone with just tighty whities on and walking around outside, you're probably going to laugh at them at some point, like a little bit.
Sure.
Right? Like
Yeah.
if they have,
If
they
I
could
see
look
anyone with tighty whities on in any situation, I'm gonna laugh at them.
right. They're probably not even laughing at the fact that he's a human crab. They're laughing at the tighty whities.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you just put pants on, it wouldn't be so bad.
Yeah, then that would be rude to laugh at him. It's like, no, this guy's like a crab dude with jeans on. Like that, you don't just laugh at someone for the way they look. That's fucked up.
Yeah, he doesn't explain that at all.
Yeah, it's like put some fucking pants on. Maybe people will stop laughing at you, man.
Yeah. I mean, so just I guess like this entire sequence, because I feel like just describing one sequence is enough for getting the gist of the show across. So this thing shows up and he decides to leave One Punch Man alone, and but he says he's going to go find some kid who has some brat with a big chin and kill him because he's a brat. And so One Punch Man like comes across this. Actually, you don't know he's One Punch Man yet at this point, but he comes across this kid who's playing with a soccer ball, and he has like a giant nutsack for a chin.
I thought it looked like a giant butt.
I like a giant butt, yeah, something like that.
It's weird.
And, and he's just a little turd. It like just you get from the dialogue, and the kid who has like maybe not quite half a brain. Is like somebody that you wouldn't really mind too much if he got squashed by a monster. Like, okay, at least it was some waste of flesh. But
the kid's rude to him, first of all.
Yeah,
and then after he saves that kid, the kid doesn't run away because he wants the kid his soccer ball back.
Yeah.
You're like, fuck you, kid. This thing's trying to murder you.
Yeah. So, of course, actually, I'm glad you pointed that out, because if I just left it as like, oh, yeah, the kid's a piece of shit, you want him to die anyway, that's why. Like, before anybody jumps down my throat for being insensitive to kids or anything, that's like, he is a little turd muffin.
Oh, yeah.
But,
Kid's definitely an asshole.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's just a whole lot of... I can't even describe, like, there's nothing... I haven't seen anything quite like it. I don't know. It's a cartoon, there's lots of action, and the animation is potentially good.
Yeah.
It's good most of the time, or sometimes. It's good sometimes.
It's good. It's good because when it wants to be.
When it wants to be. Which tells you, like, the main character, like, the guy that you see on screen most often, is just, like, he's the main character, like, One Punch Man, most powerful superhero in the world. He looks like a moron.
He's so stupid looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks...
At first, that really bothered me, but then you get used to it, like, and you understand why he kind of looks like that.
Yeah.
As the show goes on, it bothers you sort of less.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, he looks like he's wearing like.
It's like pajamas.
Yeah,
it's like yellow
it is like pajamas. It almost looks like his cape. He has a cape.
It's a blanket.
Yeah, it's like a blanket, and he's wearing like like you wash the dishes kind of gloves.
Rubber gloves.
Like, yeah, those big rubber gloves.
Yeah.
It's like a 7th grader's Halloween costume for a superhero.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it is.
It's like, what superhero are you? I'm Superman. That's
And
not
they
what
make-
Superman looks
yeah,
like.
They make everyone else look so much cooler.
Oh,
The
yeah.
other dude's a cyborg, and he's got all this shit, and like, they're all so much cooler than him.
Yeah.
But they are nowhere near as powerful as him.
Yeah. And they all think he's a piece of shit.
Yep. And they all underestimate him. Every single person.
Well, no one believes he's as powerful as he.
There's only one person in the entire show, I think, that actually sort of figures it out, which is that old dude. His name is like, he's like number 2 on the superhero rating.
Fucking
Gray Wolf. Or
Oh
something.
yes, yeah, the wolf guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Genos knows how powerful he is.
Yeah, he does. He sort of like discovers that he's like, yeah, there's something about him that's particularly different.
We're gonna have to watch more of this because Greg, you have to watch more of it. You have to watch this whole show. Also, Moomin Rider knows how powerful he is. So later on in the show, they introduce there's a whole league of superheroes. It's like an organization, and so like there's 4 classes. It goes from.
He's not even aware of this One Punch Man.
Right? Yeah. Because he's just like a regular idiot. Because he's really not that smart either.
He actually killed a bunch of these huge, like these villains that would have probably wiped out the whole world, and he like didn't get credit for any of it.
Yeah.
All of these other superheroes are super cool looking and have all these backstories. They just kind of got all the credit for it.
Yeah. So it's this. The organization has 4 levels. It goes like C class, B class, A class, and then like S class is like the
I know exactly
top,
where you're going.
the top level. And fucking like all the dudes, literally everybody is nowhere near as powerful as Saitama.
Yeah. So he takes the test.
Yeah. He takes the fucking to get into the organization. He takes the test and he gets ranked to like C class. Like I don't know, like
He's
the
like
bottom
at the bottom.
of C
He
class.
like just barely makes it in.
Yeah. Even though he destroys all the physical records. And that whole thing, it's like a mockery of like the way systems work, like any kind of bureaucracy works, where it's like
It really is. It's almost like when a kid goes to school and he does really bad, but he's actually like hyper intelligent.
Right.
Because he can't work to that like stupid format of just like
Exactly.
here information, now throw it back up at me.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like it's actually all the people who are giving him the tests that are dumb.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you guys just like in-walked a literal god, and you
Yes.
put him in C class at like number 40.
It's like how Einstein didn't graduate high school.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just like like people who like they have this system that's the system they work by, they function by, and if anything outside of that system like, comes in and like it just doesn't jive with their system, there's like, oh yeah, whatever, that's stupid. It's not that guy's not powerful at all.
Yeah.
It's very funny.
I love that's at least a sub theme.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of actual like really funny kind of subcontext. There's subtext in there.
The show's so clever. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very clever show.
Yeah. Because usually a show like that where it's superheroes, people with powers, it's all about who can beat the biggest whatever,
Exactly.
who can come up with the biggest plot to defeat the other guy.
Yeah.
That's not what it's about at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoever came up with this is actually pretty brilliant.
Yeah,
like,
they are. They're really smart. Yeah.
especially in those like in some Dragon Ball Z is the best example of this, where it's like, oh my god, like this is the most powerful being in the universe, but this isn't even his final form. These people have to go train and charge up, and they got to team up and blah blah, blah, and then like it's down to one final battle. It's like this like
and
this,
they whoop
this
his
war.
ass, and then what is the next dude? He's
even
the other
more
guy was
powerful.
nothing compared to this guy. This guy's even fucking amazing.
Yeah. And whenever like someone had like they noticed that, and they were like, what if we just had the hero be completely unbeatable? Like how would that affect how these stories play out?
Yeah.
and what does everybody else look like next to him? And so it's way more clever than a lot of other shows like that. So I recommend it. I think it's great.
Yeah,
I think it's really great too.
Yeah.
In the question of would you like to know more?
Good one. Yeah.
I would.
Yeah. Absolutely. The season 2 I think is going to come out soon.
Yeah, it's not too far off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It might already be out in Japan. Like it might just not
Maybe.
be English, or they might not have subtitled it yet, or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure. That might all be bullshit.
Yeah.
Language stuff. I'd like to see it in English. I mean, I don't think that I mind the subtitling as much as you do, but I do prefer when I'm watching a live action movie, I would rather see it in the original language with subtitles.
Yes.
And whereas when I'm watching a cartoon, I'd rather see it dubbed, because it bothers me. Redubbing bothers me in a live action movie in a way that it can't bother me in a cartoon, because
it's not a person.
Yeah, because because when they recorded that Japanese dialogue, they were in a studio in a room like doing voiceover stuff. It's already that sterile and clinical, whereas in a live action movie, that's that actor that I'm seeing on the screen, that's their voice, I'm hearing it in that environment,
Right.
And it kind of makes it
Well, you're losing all the environment whenever you do that.
it's artificial. It's like I know that it's not quite right, and it's never going to match up with their lips. Whereas the cartoon isn't really matching up with that voice actor's lips in the first place anyway.
Yeah.
So it's
If it's done well too, like the English dub of this is not like an overdub either.
Right.
Like it matches
Sure.
correctly. Like they went in and do whatever they do with animation to make it match English words correctly.
Right.
So it's it's not like you watch it and their mouths keep going as there's no dialogue. Yeah, it's perfectly synchronized. Yeah, it's
right. Right. Well, and I know exactly what you mean, Greg, because I feel the same way. Like if I'm watching a live action movie, I'd rather watch it the first time. I'd rather watch it with the subtitles, and then maybe later on, like actually a good example, Crouching Tiger. I watched that first with subtitles to know exactly what they're saying, and then I might go back and watch it with the dub the second time. Then I can get like more of an idea of how it's supposed to be inflected. You know, like how the words are, how they're,
because you have to, your eyes have to keep going down and reading dialogue, so you're not watching what's happening on screen. It just sucks. You can't see their emotions. You can't see what's happening.
But I'd rather see, because I'd rather hear it and see it like the first time, the way that that's actually coming out of their mouths, and then later on I can kind of get a more complete picture of what the movie's supposed to be by watching both versions.
I will always take an English version unless it's like a really bad, like, oh, here's a fan made put over it where it's just shitty as fuck.
Well, I think with the anime, once again, I agree with Greg, where because with something that's animated, all the sound is being created. Like they didn't shoot it live anywhere, so it's the whole soundscape is entirely
it's artificial to begin with.
Yeah. So you can change whatever you want there, and it doesn't seem unnatural. But whenever you take away the actual sound from a scene in a live action movie, then your brain can tell that's not what's supposed to be happening, and that's off. But it draws you out of it draws me out of the experience. So I don't know.
Yeah. If you watch it on Netflix, you can't watch it in English, which is so weird. Doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. Although, did we check if there were other options?
I did for the first time because how I originally discovered this was Bill Burr did a podcast where he talked about One Punch Man, which is really weird.
Hashtag Bill Burr.
Yeah, because I was like, Bill Burr talking about like an anime? I was like, okay. He doesn't come off as the kind of guy who watches anime.
Yeah.
So then I was like, oh, I should probably check this out. And I tried to watch it on Netflix. And I saw that it wasn't in English. Like, I went to try to change it, and I was like, there's no English. Oh, that sucks. Okay. And then I later on found out that there was an English version, and I'm like, okay, now I'll watch it, because I didn't really want to watch it subtitled.
Right. Yeah, but either way, if you have Netflix, just check it out. I don't think it doesn't take away from that. I mean, you can also illegally download it, I guess, if you want. But either way.
I don't know how else you get it in English. I mean,
I don't know. Is it on YouTube, maybe? You can probably stream it, too.
Yeah, you can stream it. Well, that's... When I say illegally download, that's what I mean. Too.
Right,
streaming, that's the same shit.
Yeah. But I think I think we can all agree, One Punch Man is worth watching.
Yeah.
All right, I don't think we have anything else to go over. Do you guys want anything else to go over this episode? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
That's pretty much everything. Yeah, just like since we wanted to get some episodes out there and keep your thirst for the humans sated for a couple weeks while we assemble the entire crew next time. So thanks for listening to the show. This was episode 39. You can find us at grownuphumans.com, epicastnetwork.com/grownuphumans, iTunes, Stitcher, Facebook, YouTube, Grown Up Human Comic People, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram at grownuphumans. I'll go around the table. Everybody say goodbye. J-Man.
See ya.
Greg.
Until next time.
I'm Jared. That was Grown Up Human Comic People, and thank you for listening. Goodbye. What's proficiency?
Human comic people.